As time changes, modern man's concepts of God are many and varied. Children tend to imagine an old man with white beards. Many adults regards God as an invisible force, as all humanity, the universe, or even oneself. Yes, we have witnessed the self-proclaimed gods. However, this speculative knowledge of God will lead us nowhere. Let's look at this example. If a boy wants to know who his father is, the simple process, the simple and the perfect process of knowledge is asking the mother. In this way, the mother simply answers, "My boy, this is your father." However speculative one may be, and start wondering if that is the man or this is the man, or rather, however much one may wander from one city to the other asking, are you my father? Excuse me, are you my father? One may never find his father in this way. The knowledge derived from this kind of process may remain imperfect. One may never find his father in this way. Therefore, agree with me, the simplest way of knowledge is by just asking it from the authority. You ask knowledge from the authority, okay? And then you get the perfect knowledge. In this case, in this boy's case, the authority here is his mother. Therefore, that is why he asked the mother. And then the mother simply says, my boy, this is your father. In this way, the knowledge that is derived about the father remains perfect and very true. Okay? My name is Odworo Nyango, and welcome to D.T.M, Decoding the Mindset Through the Word of God. So today we would like to look at some other concept of social formation in relation to seeing God in our day-to-day life. And we want to see how, if we look at our social context, how we can identify some qualities, or we can look at some aspect, we can identify some aspects that represent God. And we can learn about God in relation to our social context and our body. And it could help us to find our purpose in relation to the intentions of God. God's intentions are very pure. So we're trying to see how pure can we make ourselves in order to achieve God's purpose. God's purpose is for us to love Him in regards to our day-to-day life. And in our day-to-day life, we need to serve. Therefore, we just want to see different ways of serving God in relation to our day-to-day living and love Him. Therefore, if you're serving God and you love Him, then that means you're doing something that you love and you know because you relate with it. Okay? Again, I said my name is Odworo Nyango, and welcome to this channel. This is D.T.M, Decoding the Mindset. If you're new here, please subscribe, like this content if you like it, so that it can reach other many million of people, because this is an educative content. Help us spread this knowledge, okay? So, the concept that you're trying to look into today is the authority. Because we are trying to, we want to try to see this many, why do people come up with so many definitions of God? Why do they have to vary? Why do they have to vary? And God is the same today, yesterday, and the day to come. He remains the same. Therefore, we need to identify some features of God through our social structure, and then even our body, and then our spirit, and then we relate them, and then we see how we can work this out in our day-to-day life. Okay? So let's define authority. What's an authority? Authority is one who got power to enforce law and order on a subordinate. A subordinate may be a country or a person or even oneself. You get? You yourself, you could do what? You have to know what part of your body actually is the authoritative part. What part of your body holds the authority of your whole physique or structure. Okay? So, authority, we have said, is the one who got power to enforce law and order. Okay? And in our social context, we see the authority part of it, of us as a country, is the government. Okay? Therefore, we would like to look at the formation of the government, how it is formed. That's just the basic knowledge, compositions of it, compositions of the government. Okay? I guess this is very universal. And I said last time when we were looking at our brain, we said the components that actually make up the government are the ones that make up the natural classes of man, and then are the same components that actually make the hierarchy of our body. Okay? So number one, let's start with God. Let's start with God. After the definition of authority, then we have identified some of the authoritative figures. We have said the authoritative figure in our spirit is God. Okay? And then when we come to our body, an authoritative figure in our body, we would like to come and agree, both of us, if we talk of God, who can we relate to God in our body? In our body, what can we relate to God? Last time, from the previous video, we said when we look at our body symbolism, when we were looking at body symbolism, we said the structure of the body, the hierarchy of the organs of the body or the parts of the body are arranged in the same hierarchical structure of spiritual leadership, and at the same time the social hierarchy of leadership. Okay? So we agreed it is the brain. The programming of the brain is the same as the programming of the natural classes and the programming of the formation of the social authority, the government. So let's look at God, a definition of God. This brings about so many confusions to so many people. And before we go on so much, I would like to say that thank you for joining me today to maybe try to spread this knowledge or discuss or share with you guys. Keep watching us to understand these things every day in our life, how we use them. We first of all need to get this knowledge, and then later on we will also learn on how we can apply them in our day-to-day life. As time goes by, we'll learn these things, and eventually we pray to God that He gives us grace and wisdom to try to decode these things and know these things to help us in our smooth in our smooth journey of life, because life is precious. It's the only thing that we're given. There is one fact that says, did you know that there were many people alive than have ever died? You get? Yeah, this is a fact. Maybe that's why they say life is for the living. So let's learn something here. A definition of God. Who is God? God is one who is full in his 6 opulences. Opulences of God. God appears in glory. God is the one who is in his full glory. Glorious God. Utukufu. Mwenyezi Mungu ana utukufu mwingi sana. Na tunahitaji kujua kutizama utukufu wa Mwenyezi Mungu ili na sisi tuweze kujishukuru na kujua uwezo wetu kulingana na jinsi tunavyofanana na Mwenyezi Mungu. Because we were created in the same image and likeness of God. So, let's dive in the 6 full opulences of God. God is one who appears in his full 6 opulences. Opulence number 1, utukufu wa kwanza wa Mwenyezi Mungu. God is the one who is full in strength. God is the one who is full in strength. Full in strength physically, that is, we can see materially. If you see all over, God is the one who is full in strength. Strength, we mean physically, spiritually, and also socially. Okay? Body, soul, and mind. God is the one who is full in strength, body, soul, and mind in 3. Okay? The second opulence of God, God is one who is full in knowledge. Knowledge. Okay? Knowledge of God, knowledge of Christ. If you understand the knowledge of Christ, God is the one who is full in knowledge. Full in knowledge, that means in 3 dimensions: body, mind, and soul. That means God being full in knowledge, that means he's full when it comes to informational knowledge, okay? And knowledge, actually, knowledge is derived, or rather is conveyed in 3 patterns, or rather in 3 styles. We have the sublime style of knowledge, we have the intermediate, hapo katikati, style of knowledge, and then we have the low class, the low style of knowledge. So, let's see. God appears in these 3 forms of knowledge, okay? Sublime knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge. This is knowledge, the unconscious part of knowledge, the unconscious, part of knowledge. Therefore, God is one who is full in conscious. God is one who is full in conscious. Okay? The second style of knowledge is intermediate. Okay? Artificially, materially, intermediate, hapa katikati duniani. We can see information ya God. We can actually see the information of God hapa duniani. What style do people use to spread, or how can we derive the knowledge of God hapa katikati? And the low style that knowledge is conveyed through. Okay, the low style that knowledge is conveyed through the emotional way, the emotional AI. So God is one who is artificially intelligent, emotionally intelligent, and spiritually aware. That is 3 styles of knowledge. God has all the 3. That is the next opulence of God is wealth. God is the one who is full in wealth. Being full in wealth, that means they say health is wealth. You have to be healthy, good in health. Information is wealth. You have to have information. And then we say we have another type of wealth, which is material wealth. So God is full in these 3: health, information, and material wealth. Okay? Another opulence of God is beauty. Beauty. God is one who is full in beauty. 3 dimensions of beauty: body, soul, and mind. Okay? Body, soul, and mind. God is one who is beautiful in 3 dimensions: body, soul, and mind. The next opulence of God is renunciation. 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 Okay? Renunciation. If we say God is omnipresent, yeye ni wa jana, leo na milele. He exists yesterday, today, and even the day to come. God is omnipresent. He is everywhere. You get what I mean? He is everywhere. If we want to see these things, then we can, they say, we can look at our social structure, the formation of the authority that is in our social structure, and actually realize how God comes out in all these 3, or rather in all these 6 full opulences. And that is what we want to see here. Okay? That is the reason why I have chess here. Okay? There is a famous story. Okay, fine. You see, there is this day that I said changes in belief leads to new changes, or rather, changes in experience leads to new changes in belief, okay? Or rather, information is wealth, and it is knowledge. So, there is this story that I came across. I was reading some book, and it's an Indian story that confirms that there's some village that God had 16,108 wives, and actually he maintained all of them, and there is no one day that he never went in even one house. You get? He visited actually all of these houses at once, at the same time, and controlled them in one way. They both had all these 6 opulences in full. Can you imagine this story? God having more than 16,108 wives. You get? That means he had how many castles? Or rather, how many kingdoms? Or rather, how many houses? 16,100. Or rather, how many palaces and made of gold? Imagine God. You get what I mean? So, God is omnipresent. This story is simply to tell us that God is omnipresent, and we have to see how we can actually realize that God is everywhere. How we can see God. And we said, how we can see God, we simply look at our social structure. And I said, in this manner, I would like to take the government formation. So that is why I have this hypothesis here. Interesting. Now we have reached at this hypothesis we want to see from our social formation of the government. And then we want to equate it with chessboard here. This chess is a game of conscious and unconscious, kingdoms, up and down, highs and lows, tricks and treats. But then we're not going into all that. We simply want to see how God's opulences come out in the physical through this concept of social formation, authority, government part of it. So let's dive in the formation of government. We have discussed this earlier. We said government is made of clergy. We have the clergy. We have the administrative and the defense part of it. We have the judiciary, and then we have the cabinet. And then we equated it to our natural classes, social classes, natural social classes. We equated it to our natural social classes. And then we said the natural social classes are made of spiritual leaders at the highest rank, administrative at the second, and then we had the merchants and the farmers coming third, and then we had fourth, we have the ordinary workers. Let's equate all these two, and then with our brain, the formation of our brain, the way we said, and then we look at the 6 full opulences of God in regards to the formation of our social concept, and then our body, and then God. And then we see how we match. And then we see how we can operate later. For now, we are just trying to identify, okay? So, let's look at some of these opulences of God and equating them with the social concept of authority. So, number 1, opulence of God, we have said God is one who is full in strength. Let's look at our social formation of the government. We said strength appear in full, body, mind, and soul. Okay? Let's see how the government, we said, is formed the same as the software that is in our brain. And we said this hypothesis can help us actually identify what software we hold in our brain, or what are the programs, or what is the programming of our brain in relation to our body. Formation of the brain, the programming of the brain is equal to the structuring of the body. Let's look at this. This is the king, this is the knight. This is the queen, sorry. This is the king. Here, this is the king. This is the queen. This is the bishop. Okay? This is bishop. This is knight. This is a rook. We have white characters and black characters. Okay? We said if you want to look at the formation of the brain, we simply come to our social hierarchy. Or we could simply look it through our natural social classes. We said we have 4 social natural classes. 4 natural social classes. We will use 4 natural social classes because man is related to nature. How many beings we got? We got human beings, and then we got animals, and then we got plants, and then we got insects, and then we got aquatics, and then we have so many of them. But then, who is special among all this? Human being. Why? Human being, we were created in the image and likeness of God. However, I said, however much we are created in the image of God and his own likeness, qualitatively, we are far much from God. Quantitatively, we are almost like God. Okay? So, let's look at formation of the brain. We come to us. We have looked at God. We have looked at the opulences of God. Let's come to us. Let's come to us, the brain. We said we will look at natural social classes of man, because man is graded in a social hierarchy according to the quality of his brain. You see, our brain, our mind is the one that actually holds the information and knowledge. So we said body symbolism, as it is used, we can see, as we have explained, the opulences of God, the definition of God, and then we come to our body. You get what part holds something that we could equate to God. The head. What's inside the head? The brain. What's inside the brain? The mind. You get? Now we see, after reaching at the stage of the mind, we see the components, or rather, the programming of the mind. From our previous videos, we have seen the programming of the mind. We have said we can consider them in this way. Mind, the structure, the program, or rather the structure of the program of the mind, you can equate it to what? To our natural classes. And we said the intelligent man. Here is the intelligent man. This is the part of our brain. And this is also, we come to the social environment. We see what part of social environment actually represents the brain. The clergy, you see, the clergy, the bishops, you get? And then we come and see what part of our brain actually, what part of our body actually can represent what? Can represent the administrative part, the outside. But then in the social, we have what? We have the president and the defense part of it. So let's come to this game. If these people are here, how we can equate this to six opulences of God? So we said, the one who is in his full strength. The government, full strength. My name is Oduoro Nyango. I'm up to there. We will continue some other time with this video. Feel free to comment, compliment, and also subscribe so that this information can reach, or rather this education can reach so many people. And watch us day to day for us to be able to see how we can decode few things here and there. Okay? Till next time, peace.